What's up everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to install a head unit on the GX470. Let's check it out. So pretty much I got the head unit from Join, and I'm going to be rocking their 9-inch Android. So pretty much you get all these wires right here. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to use everything, but it's nice to have. I'm going to go ahead and pull this out. Oh my goodness, let's take a look at that. Woo! So pretty much this is their new updated version with the volume knob right here, so it's pretty dang sweet. Before we go on with the install, there is a little bit of confusion with this unit because they have two different wiring harnesses, and they have one that fits the JBL/Pioneer amp and the Mark Levinson amp. So usually how you find out is you look at your head unit, and the Mark Levinson amp, or the Mark Levinson unit, has Mark Levinson right here. I'll leave a photo right here. And if you don't have that, you most likely have the JBL/Pioneer. Now, to check if you have an amp, the amp is actually located under the driver's seat. So if you go to the back and you put the seats all the way forward, you're gonna raise that flap and you're gonna see an amp right there. And on the label of the Pioneer amp, it's actually yellow and it says Pioneer. Before we go on with the install, I'd like to give a huge shout out to Abbas San Juan for the instructions on GXOR. Helped a lot out. So pretty much with the install, I purchased this antenna splitter, and I also went ahead and I got this USB and USBC cable that I'm going to be installing into the, I think, the cigarette lighter in the front. I also went ahead and I ordered these air conditioning trims off of eBay. This is like a Prado style, so I will leave a link in the description below of everything that I bought with this. And also we got this this other thing, this micro tip antenna thing majiggy. I don't know, you gotta thank Abbas for this, because this is supposed to like boost the radio antenna frequencies, I guess, but we'll get to that when we get to it. And also this is the harness right here as well. This is for the JBL Pioneer amp. Bam. Also purchased some trim removal tools. These are also very nice. We're also going to need this in the future video, so be sure to remember this. But anyways, aside from other small basic hand tools like 8 to 10 millimeter socket set and a Phillips screwdriver, I think you're ready to do the install. Let's get it. Alright, so the first step with the trim tool, we're going to pretty much remove the bottom trim right there. So boom. Alright, so these things just pretty much pop right out. So with this side, I started from the bottom, I lifted it up a little bit, grabbed it, and then I popped it upwards because the clips go down. And then same thing for, actually on this side, I actually started on this end and I stuck it in there and I worked my way out to the middle right here and I popped it out, popped it up as well. So the next step is we're gonna pretty much go ahead and take out this trim right here. So I pretty much used my upholstery tool and I pretty much stuck it on the bottom and I popped it out, and I'm gonna pretty much work my way to the top. Alrighty, so there is a harness back here for the airbag light. I'm gonna go ahead and pull that out. Okay, I wasn't that careful and I did break one clip, but that's why I bought the replacement. I actually forgot one thing right before we start this install. So you do want to set your volume to 20 before you do anything. Boom. So this side, oh, I did break this side too. I think I know why this side keeps breaking. It's because I put too much pressure on this side and not pulling it out evenly, so it broke the bottom clip. So good thing I got the replacements. So if you guys are doing this, I would say pop the bottom side and then just slowly work your way out, but pull it out evenly. What I did is I just pushed it in there and I popped it out this way, and I think it bent this and it cracked the clip, but So I went in and I popped off the bottom, and then just using a little bit of force, it should come off. Boom, just like that. All right, so the next step is we're gonna go ahead and pull this side out. It looks like there is 4 Phillips screws that I gotta take out. So there's gonna be 2 on the back side, and I think the other 2 is right behind this right here. So, alrighty, so I'm gonna take out this screw right here. We'll go ahead and do the same on the other side. Actually, I found 2 more screws deep inside right here. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's another 2 right here, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Alrighty, so I finally figured it out. So pretty much you have to pop these little, I don't know, nipples out of this bracket right here, and then you pull this bracket, this little clip out upwards, and you pretty much pull this section outwards, and it should come out just like that. Alrighty, so now with that we got that portion out. Now we're gonna go ahead and take out the stock head unit, and there looks to be around 4, looks like 8mm bolts on each side, so we're gonna go ahead and unscrew that. Move this. On the driver's side, there's also another 4 8mm bolt, and 2 are right here, and then the other 2 are pretty much in the back right here. So you're probably gonna have to get like a wrench, unless we can pop this off. Unless this is a clip and we can pop it off, it will make it so much easier. Alrighty, so now that you got all the 8mm bolts on the side, on the driver's side, on 2 of them, I have to use this ratcheting wrench to get the last 2 out. Alright, so pretty much I grabbed my upholstery clip removal tool, and I pretty much wedged it on the bottom corner of the stock head unit, and I popped off. There's 2 clips holding it, so I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on this side. There you go. And the stock head unit just comes right out. Boom. So now I'm gonna go ahead and unplug everything in the back. Alrighty, now that everything is kind of off, I'm gonna go ahead and install this USB and USBC cable into the cigarette lighter section. So we're gonna figure out how to do that right now. So, alright, so on the back side of this, we're gonna go ahead and pull this black collar out, and let's see what else. Alrighty, so pretty much I got it unplugged, and it should look like this. And then we're gonna figure out how to pretty much take this out. Alrighty, so I was able to pull it out. So there's 2 plastic clips from this outer ring, and pretty much I pushed one out, and I was able to pull this metal piece out. So to push out one of the plastic clips that's holding this outwards, and you can push this through the front. After this is out, then you can go ahead and squeeze the side right here, and you can pull this thing off. So now that we have that off, now let's go ahead and install the USB cable that we're going to be using. I'm just going to stick it through. And it looks like there's a little nut that goes in the back right here. to hold it. Go ahead and stick this nut through. Looks like there's another nut too, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use it. I got the second nut on, get it pretty tight, and bam, this is pretty much what it looks like. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Awesome. All right, let's get back to the install and let's finish the rest. The next step is we're gonna install the antennas pretty much. So I'm gonna grab that micro tip, and I believe that goes into here. So there's two antennas. There's a big one and a small one. So I believe that goes into here, like that. So now we're gonna grab the splitter bar. So pretty much with these two antennas wires, we're gonna pretty much plug them in the female section of it. So that's gonna go in there. And that's gonna go in there. Boom. And just like that, we're pretty much good to go with this section. Now, somewhere, I'm gonna route the two USB for the USB-C and USB cables. Need it. I'm gonna go ahead and just plug in whatever I took off earlier. And let's see. All right, so pretty much we're gonna use the white ones, and we're just pretty much gonna match it up right here. So this goes with that one. This goes with this one. Alright, so we're just going to install the two biggest ones. The last small one we're not going to use. Alrighty, so the next step is we're going to go ahead and grab the head unit, and we're going to plug the rest of the harness in, and then we're going to pretty much bolt it up from the side and finish it up. So first things first, we're going to grab the radio antenna. It's going to go on the bottom left. Also going to get the harness. And you're pretty much going to grab this black end of the harness, and you're going to plug it in on this side of the head unit. And then next is we're going to grab our two USB cables, and we're going to plug it in right here. Two USB slots right here. Now we can go ahead and grab our external mic. Figure out where we want to put it. Alrighty, so let me show you guys where I mounted my external mic. So pretty much I popped this out right here with the upholstery clip removal tool, or a clip removal tool. You pretty much just stick it in there, wedge it in, and then you just pop it out. Boom. Opens up like that, and you pretty much pull it out, and then I ran the wire through and I put it all the way to the side. I'm gonna slip it down here and just keep it nice and tucked and kind of hidden. I mean, you can't really see it down here. All right, before I put everything in and tuck everything in, so let me go over what I pretty much put on. So this is the GPS antenna. This is the harness. This is the radio antenna right here. Two USB as well. I put the aux in and aux out right here. I'm not sure if you're supposed to do that, but I don't know. We're gonna test it out. If it doesn't work, I'll take it out. But also the mic is right here too, the external mic. But other than that, I think we are pretty much good to go. So now let's start tucking everything up and start putting everything back together. After looking up GX4, found out that you're not able to use these clips right here. Well, you can. There's two ways that people have done it. They pretty much have this whole unit. So what if you wanted to use the clips, they just have the unit hang without mounting it to the bracket. But there's another guy named Franz. He pretty much took these plastic clips out entirely and drilled new holes to mount the box in the back and pretty much let this hang. I mean, I think it'll be fine. After you put all the trim pieces together, it should hold it pretty tight. So go ahead and do that, get it done, and call it a day. Oh, would you look at that? Perfect. All right. So, actually, I'm gonna go with this route. and there is no drilling involved. So there is these two holes right here, these two bottom holes that actually does line up, and with the plastic clips off, with the plastic clips off, it should have enough space for it to tilt back, and it should be good to go. So let's go ahead and put the other bolts on. Oh, on the driver's side, there is a wiring harness that's held on by two clips. So make sure you look in the back and take off the clips, and it'll make it so much easier removing the bolts on the side and putting it back on. So now we're gonna go ahead and plug this back in. So pretty much it just goes in the back like this. Okay. Now we're gonna put this back on. Just gonna double check all the wires, make sure they're in. Might be able to install this outside of this. Might be a little bit easier with this thing off, so pretty much gotta clip this in. Bottom's in. Boom. Now we can go ahead and reinstall all the screws. All right, we're gonna go ahead and test it out just before we bolt everything in. Woo! Oh yeah. Oh damn, this is nice. Okay. So it works. So now it's time to put everything back together. Now it's time to replace the AC vent trims. To take these off, there's just a couple clips on the side right here. You just use a trim removal tool or something, or a screwdriver, and just pull that out, and it should pop right out. So I think this just pushes out. You just pinch the bottom clips right here and it should pop out. Boom. Just like that. Yeah, if you guys are planning to take off the trim, I do recommend just buying these. These are fairly cheap. I think I got them for like 50 bucks on eBay. Hazard lights back in. Boom. Now put the AC vents back on. Wow. And now it's time to put it back together. Alrighty, so now that we got it on, let's fire this baby up. Honestly, don't even need to start my car. I mean, just like any new tablet, everything's pretty fast. So I wonder how it's gonna hold out for the next, I don't know, year. And then hopefully it won't slow down too much, but let's mess with this real quick. Oh, so actually it works pretty well. So you can, right now what I'm doing is right now I am relearning the controls on my steering wheel, and pretty much you hold the button and then you pick what you want to do. So for this one we're gonna do forward, so we're gonna go backwards. And there you have it. We got the final install. Whew, I'm very happy with everything. Especially this this USB and USBC mount with this cigarette lighter. That's pretty nice to have. Everything looks pretty flush. I mean, these eBay Prado trims are pretty decent. The right wasn't like perfect until I put the rest of the bottom trim on, and it pretty much snugged it up and kept it nice and tight. But oh my god, it definitely changed the entire look of the car. Whew. Before I was happily running this tape deck right here, this Bluetooth tape deck. But now I don't have to look down on my phone for the map, and I can finally look at this right here. Now the only thing I don't like about this so far was it took a little bit of time to connect to the CarPlay. So as you can see, this is real time. Oh, I think I need to turn on my phone. Boom. All right. I mean, I guess it ain't that bad, but you know, I'm used to the instant connection. But it's all the install was pretty good though. I mean, it's not too bad. It's pretty easy. It might look a little intimidating with all the wires out, but once you got everything connected and know where to connect everything and got it all nice and tucked, it's not that bad, to be honest with you. The only bottleneck that I really had was mounting the box to the bracket. I originally wanted to keep the plastic clips that clip the head unit to the back of the box, but I ended up just taking the plastic clips entirely out. Shout outs to Franz on GXOR, gave me the solution of taking it off entirely because I didn't want to figure out where to drill like precise holes to get it to fit if I wanted to have the plastic clips on. The easy solution was to just let it hang without mounting the box to the bracket, but in my head, I think that's a little bit too heavy, and I'd rather have the box mounted and have the screen float, because it is still mounted with 2 screws up here and held on with this trim right here. It's actually, they're all just keeping it nice and tucked, and I don't think this is going to move anywhere because the head unit's pretty light, so I think this was probably the best case scenario. Also, I didn't have to drill any holes. I found 2 existing holes on the bottom and I was able to just mount them up, and then bada bing bada boom, we are good to go. But yeah, everything works out pretty well. Everything seems pretty fast for now. We're gonna see how it is somewhere down the line, but overall I'm very happy with this entire install, especially this trim. Oh my goodness, it almost makes me forget that I have tan interior, to be honest with you. But I mean, from this to this, come on, this is a easy decision to make. Everything I use is going to be in the links description below. If this video helped you guys out, please smash that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.